What's going on, fam? Jay the Black here. Salute to everybody tuning in. We're gonna react to this video. Well, it's a reaction to Stephen A. Smith's reaction to the National Association for Black Journalists. They gave him the Thumbs Down Award, which I'm assuming is an award given to, I guess, the worst journalists of the black journalists. And it caused an uproar, especially with Stephen A. Smith. And also what I'm noticing, I think this is a preemptive attack from the DNC and their lackeys, i.e. the black women who have become DNC shills, who are out here attacking Stephen A. Smith at their behest, because whenever they need soldiers to shill for them, they will call black females. And that's what's going on right now. And Stephen A. Smith responded to it on X and said that this is a gift to him because he's going to go off on them. And I'm going to tell y'all why whatever relationship they had with ESPN may end up not existing, because Stephen A. is a very petty guy. And I have no doubt that him and his bosses are going to have a little conversation. I'm not saying that he's going to do anything. I would never accuse him of that, but I just, he's a very petty guy. And this is content for him. But I also think that, this was a preemptive strike by them, by this association. Right. So we're going to get into it. Make sure y'all like this video, hype this video, and share it.
It's your boy, Stephen A. I'm on vacation. I've been out of the mix the last few days because I'm busy about to send my daughter to college. And while I was hanging out with her for dinner on Saturday night, I saw that the National Association for Black Journalists gave me a Thumbs Down award. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are expecting me to go nuclear. And the reality of the situation is I just might. But at this particular moment, that's not my inclination. I want to tell you, first off, before I say anything, I heard them loud and clear. I'm listening. I'm far from perfect. And I will always strive to do better.
Now, let's look at this. This is what I guess the National Association of Black Journalists had to say as to why they gave Stephen A. Smith this award. Stephen A. Smith, sports analyst and political commentator, Smith has established a recurring public pattern of disparaging commentary directed at prominent black women across politics, sports, and media. Such commentary reinforces harmful narratives, undermines the fair and respectful representation of black women in public discourse, and stands in direct conflict with the National Association for Black Journalists' long-standing commitment to accurate, responsible, and inclusive portrayals of black communities. You know what's missing from this statement? Okay, so what about all the black men he's quote-unquote attacked? This man, Stephen A., hasn't he threatened to fight some of these guys? Hasn't he made threats towards professional athletes? Gotten into public beefs with them? But you don't give him the Thumbs Down award for that. You don't give him the Thumbs Down award for what he did to Kyrie Irving or what he said about KD, because he said something about one particular black female politician that y'all coddle who does nothing for her district. Y'all want to attack this guy and give him the thumbs down. Well, I told y'all, anything that says association of black, don't even give it any energy. I'm responding to this because I think it's hilarious. I think this whole discourse is hilarious because we know most of these black organizations are controlled by the DNC. And I'm not even a political person, but I see it for what it is. Stephen A. Smith is more center-right. He speaks to a lot of conservatives. He was on Sean Hannity's show responding to this. And this is nothing more than the DNC and their preemptive attack on him to try to drum up discourse and I would say hate towards Stephen A. Smith. But the guy, that is his whole platform, is to get hate and heat from people. All you did was feed the monster. This is why, again, the black community, when it comes to politics, is such a horrible shape. Such horrible shape. Because look at the people who are in these positions, who are part of these organizations. All they care about is attacking their overlords. Protecting their overlords and attacking anybody, especially a black man like Stephen A. Smith, from leaving the plantation. What do you mean you center right? What do you mean you going over there talking to conservatives? How dare you? How dare you call out Jasmine Crockett, who does nothing for her district? That's why she lost.
On behalf of my community, for the journalism community, and beyond, in the days and the weeks and the years to come. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to address what was said about me with the fervor that it deserves. Because even though I heard you, even though I am listening, even though I will always strive to do better, that doesn't negate the bullshit that the NABJ did Saturday night or Friday night, whichever night it was. I believe it was Saturday night. It is BS.
And as I said, it was a preemptive attack because Stephen A. Smith, he's being too broad with his politics. He's speaking to conservatives. He's speaking to liberals. Stephen A. Smith will speak to anybody. That is dangerous because they need black people, especially black people in his position, to be DNC slaves. That's what they want. And because he's not doing that, they've called in their attack dogs because we are in a political season right now.
And I get a lot of people want to pile on and they want to jump on it because you have your own individual feelings about me. I'm here to tell y'all are entitled to that. Not the NABJ. You're not entitled to that. This is me we're talking about here. I am the same guy that brought a nationally televised show to a journalism conference, which is the NABJ, the last 2 years. Did you have anything to say about me then? Did I get a thumbs down then? First Take, a nationally televised show, which has been #1 for 14 straight years. We came to the National Association for Black Journalists in Chicago and Cleveland, back-to-back years. Of course, I got to thank ESPN for that. They're the ones that signed off on that. Specifically, now former executive Dave Roberts. It doesn't happen without him. It doesn't happen without ESPN. But you know who else it doesn't happen without? Me. Because if I'm not willing to show up, we ain't coming. But I was there. I was there not just to do the show. I also stood in the booth for over an hour doing the jobs fair. I also gave a speech. I also mentored and talked to, as I continue to do, young, aspiring black journalists, and I have done that religiously for decades. I started my career at the Philadelphia Inquirer. I know it's the New York Daily News as a high school reporter, but thereafter, in 1994, I began my career at the Philadelphia Inquirer, courtesy of Sandra Long, a longtime executive for the Philadelphia Inquirer, synonymous with the NABJ, whom I first met at the jobs fair of the NABJ. My career started because I was at the NABJ job fair. Saturday night, I saw the president of the organization, Erin Haynes, go up on stage and give me a thumbs down award for disparaging black women.
Again, let me tell y'all something, man. Even though, Stephen A. Smith doesn't attack black women. He is a commentator. If there are black women who do things that he disagrees with, he's going to call it out, just like he should. He's on television for a reason. He has the platform he has for a reason, right? That is his job. He doesn't get on Twitter. He doesn't get on any other social media. And that's why I say this is kind of like in defending Stephen A. Smith in this point. He does not attack black women. There are men who actually do attack black women, and there are black women who support those men. This is nothing more than a DNC attack. And they're using the NABJ to do this. And of course, there's a black woman who is running it, and she's targeting him because he's not a controllable Negro. Now, again, I have my disagreements with Stephen A. Smith. I will be the first one to tell you I have my disagreements with Stephen A. Smith. But he walks his own path, right? He is on ESPN. He's a prominent part of ESPN, but he does have his own podcast, radio show on his own platform, and he speaks to whomever and about whatever. Ain't a lot of guys in his position are going to do that and are going to be able to get away with that. He leans more to the right. Again, any black men who are considered conservatives are a target. And they will use these black organizations to attack these men. And that's what's going on here. And maybe Stephen A. Smith didn't think that before, but I think he understands it now.
I received a lot of insults in my day. That might be the lowest. I'll address that in a second, but I want you all to understand the magnitude of what a few board members for the NABJ elected to try and do to me. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that in the history of the NABJ, according to my only 4 individuals have ever received the Thumbs Down Award? Usually, it's reserved for organizations. But myself, along with founder, owner, and president and CEO of Circle City Broadcasting, Mr. DeJuan McCoy, received it this past weekend, but also Jason Blair, the disgraced New York Times reporter. That is the category that I have now been lumped in. I've been in this business for 33 years. I'm one of 21 African Americans in this country's history to have ever been named a general sports columnist. I have climbed the charts from an intern to a high school reporter, all the way to a columnist. I've hosted national radio shows, as I do right now on Sirius XM. I'm the executive producer and the star of the #1 sports morning show for the last 14. And I'm 5 weeks away from being inducted into the Broadcast and Cable Hall of Fame.
And honestly, none of that even matters. You want to know why? It's because he had the nerve to call out Jasmine Crockett. He had the nerve to be more adaptable as far as his politics. He said things about Michelle Obama. This is why, again, as a black man, we are held politically hostage by a group of people who are controlled themselves. And when you are a prominent black man and you step away and think for yourself, you're going to get attacked, and they're going to use black women to do it. That is the unfortunate nature of where we are in our society, especially as black people. So this is a long response. Y'all can go over to Stephen A. Smith's channel and y'all can react to it. But I just wanted to do this quick excerpt of this. Again, make sure y'all like this video, share it, follow me on all my social media platforms, and I'll see y'all next one.